There is a simple truth most people ignore. You already know you are capable. You feel it in quiet moments, when no one is watching, when your mind tells you there is more inside you waiting to rise. You have talent, you have potential, but potential without control collapses under pressure. Capability without discipline fades when emotions take the lead. This is not about pushing harder. This is about standing steadier. The world does not defeat most people. Their reactions do, their impatience do, their impatience does, their lack of emotional command does. This is the moment everything changes for you. Not because you try harder, but because you decide differently. What you are entering now is not motivation. It is conditioning. Calm replaces chaos. Control replaces impulse. Identity replaces effort. You are not here to be inspired for a moment. You are here to be reshaped for life. Stay with me. You are stepping into control. Right now begins today. Chapter 1. Talent is loud. Discipline is quiet. Talent is loud. It announces itself. It wants to be seen. It wants applause. Discipline is quiet. It does not ask for attention. It does not explain itself. It simply works. You have seen this difference your entire life, even if you never named it. The gifted one who started fast and faded early. The steady one who arrived silently and stayed. This chapter is where you learn why that happens and why your future depends on choosing the quiet path. You already have talent. Let that be clear. You do not need more proof. You do not need permission. You do not need validation. Talent is potential. It is possibility. It is the spark. But a spark alone does not build a city. A spark alone burns out if it is not contained. Talent without discipline is fire without a furnace. Bright, impressive, dangerous, short-lived. Discipline is the furnace. It holds the fire. It directs the heat. It turns raw energy into lasting power. Without it, the fire rages and destroys itself. With it, the fire builds, strengthens, and endures. This is not theory. This is how real progress is made. Quietly, repeatedly, without drama. Talent loves emotion. Discipline controls it. Talent reacts. Discipline responds. Talent wants the moment. Discipline commits to the process. When pressure appears, talent feels it deeply. Discipline absorbs it calmly. This is why so many gifted people fall apart when expectations rise. Not because they lack ability, but because they lack emotional command. Think of lightning. It is spectacular. It splits the sky. It demands attention. But it lasts for an instant. Now think of an electricity grid. Invisible, structured, constant. It powers entire cities without anyone applauding it. Talent is lightning. Discipline is the grid. One shocks, the other sustains. One excites, the other endures. You must understand this difference deeply because this is where your old self begins to resist. Your old self believes being capable is enough. Your old self trusts feelings. Your old self moves when motivated and stops when uncomfortable. That version of you is not weak. It is simply untrained, and untrained strength is unstable. This is the beginning of the conflict. You versus your old self. Not in anger, not in judgment, in clarity. Your old self wants ease. Your emerging self wants control. Your old self chases excitement. Your emerging self builds consistency. This is not a personality change. It is an identity upgrade. Talent feels powerful at the start. Discipline feels boring at the start. That is why most people choose talent and abandon discipline. But boredom is the doorway to mastery. Repetition is the birthplace of authority. Quiet habits create loud results. You do not need to announce your growth. You need to commit to it. Discipline does not need witnesses. It needs obedience. It needs you to show up when emotion says stop. It needs you to stay when impulse says escape. This is how results are created. Not once, not dramatically, but daily. Slow down. Notice what happens inside you when things do not go your way. Observe the urge to react. Observe the desire to prove. Observe the need to be seen. Awareness is the first form of discipline. You cannot control what you do not observe. This is not about suppression. This is about command. Observe yourself. Every emotional reaction costs energy. Every impulse drains focus. Every unfiltered response weakens authority. Discipline collects that energy. It stores it. It redirects it. This is why disciplined people feel calm even when pressure rises. They are not calmer by nature. They are trained. Control begins now. You are not losing your edge by choosing discipline. You are sharpening it. You are not becoming rigid. You are becoming reliable. You are not dimming your talent. You are giving it structure. Talent wants freedom. Discipline gives direction. Talent wants freedom. Discipline gives direction. Together they create power that lasts. This is where patience enters. Patience is not waiting. Patience is staying committed without emotional reward. It is moving forward without applause. It is trusting the process before the results appear. This is uncomfortable for the old self. That discomfort is proof you are growing. Your old self wants immediate feedback. Your emerging self trusts long-term outcomes. Your old self asks, is this working yet? Your emerging self asks, am I becoming consistent? This shift changes everything. You are not here to be impressive for a moment. You are here to be effective for a lifetime. Discipline does not rush. It accumulates, it compounds, it builds identity quietly until one day people call it confidence, leadership, or strength. They will not see the hours, they will only see the outcome. Let them. Your work is internal first. Emotional discipline is invisible strength. No one claps for it. No one celebrates it, but it decides who stands when others collapse. It decides who leads when others react. It decides who finishes. I am ready. Say it again, not loudly, but firmly. This is a private decision. This is a line crossed internally. You are no longer relying on talent alone. You are installing discipline as your foundation. I rise, not suddenly, not dramatically, steadily, quietly, with control. This is how real power is built, and as this chapter closes, you can feel it already. The noise fades. The urgency sharpens. The old self loosens its grip. Something stronger is taking its place. Chapter 2. Emotional chaos is the real enemy. Your emotions are not the enemy. They never were. They are signals, not commands. They are information, not instructions. The real enemy is obedience, the automatic surrender, the habit of moving the moment you feel something rise inside you. That habit has cost more people their future than lack of talent ever did. You were taught directly or indirectly to follow your feelings, to trust them, to treat them as truth. But feelings are temporary. They change with fatigue, pressure, hunger, fear, and expectation. But expectation. Leadership cannot be built on something that shifts every hour. Greatness cannot rest on something unstable. Power requires consistency, and consistency requires control. Emotional chaos does not look like weakness at first. It often looks like passion, intensity, drive. People who react quickly are often praised early. They speak fast, they move fast, they feel deeply. But when responsibility increases, when pressure tightens, when the stakes rise, that same reactivity becomes the fracture point. What once looked like energy becomes unpredictability. What once looked like confidence becomes volatility. This is where many leaders fall apart, not because they lack vision, not because they lack intelligence, but because they cannot sit still when emotion demands action. They speak when silence is required. They decide when patience is needed. They react when restraint would have created authority. Imagine a storm at sea. Waves rise without warning. Wind shifts direction violently. Visibility drops. A storm is not evil. It is simply uncontrolled movement. Now imagine an anchor dropped deep into the ocean floor. The storm still exists. The waves still crash. But the ship holds its position. The anchor does not fight the storm. It outlasts it. Emotional discipline is your anchor. You do not eliminate emotion. You stabilize yourself within it. You allow the storm to pass without letting it move you. This is what separates reaction from response. Reaction is immediate. Response is delayed. Reaction feels urgent. Response feels calm. Reaction satisfies emotion. Response serves direction. Delay is power. Most mistakes are not caused by bad intentions. They are caused by timing, speaking too soon, deciding too quickly, acting before clarity arrives. Emotional discipline teaches you to wait, not passively, intentionally. You create space between feeling and action. In that space, control is born. Pause, that single moment of pause, changes outcomes. It interrupts the automatic pattern. It weakens impulse. It restores choice. When you pause, emotion loses its grip. It does not disappear, but it no longer controls the wheel. You regain authorship of your behavior. This is where silence enters as strength. Silence is not absence. Silence is restraint. It is the refusal to leak energy unnecessarily. When emotions rise, the untrained mind wants release. It wants expression. It wants to be seen and heard. The disciplined mind chooses containment. It waits, it listens, it observes. Think of noise and signal. Noise is loud, scattered, and meaningless. Signal is precise, intentional, and powerful. Emotional impulsivity creates noise. Emotional discipline creates signal. Leaders who last learn to filter noise internally before they ever speak externally do nothing. This command feels uncomfortable at first. It feels like weakness to the old self. But in reality, doing nothing is often the strongest move available. It prevents regret. It preserves leverage. It allows clarity to rise naturally. Many situations resolve themselves if you simply do not interfere emotionally. Let it pass. Emotions peak, then fall, always. If you act at the peak, you act blind. If you wait for the fall, you act with vision. This is not suppression. This is timing. You are not denying what you feel. You are refusing to be ruled by it. Your old self believed speed was strength. Your emerging self understands that control is strength. Speed without control creates chaos. Control creates authority. Authority creates trust. Trust creates leadership. This is why emotionally disciplined people feel grounded. They are not calmer by nature. They are calmer by practice. They had trained themselves to sit inside discomfort without needing immediate relief. That ability compounds. Over time, it becomes presence. Others feel it. They sense reliability. They sense steadiness. Imagine responding instead of reacting. Picture yourself hearing something that once triggered you. The words arrive. The pressure rises, and you remain still. You breathe. You choose your response. You speak deliberately or you do not speak at all. In that moment, you have already won. Not against others, but against your old patterns. This is the identity shift beginning again. Quietly, subtly, powerfully. You are not losing emotion, you are gaining command. You are not becoming cold, you are becoming centered. Emotional discipline does not reduce passion. It refines it. It refines it. It turns raw feeling into directed force. Every pause strengthens you. Every delayed response trains you. Every moment of silence builds internal authority. This is invisible work. No one applauds it. No one congratulates you. But it changes everything. You start to feel less reactive, less rushed, more grounded. Situations that once controlled you begin to lose their power. You are no longer pulled in every direction by feeling. You move with intention. And as this chapter closes, something important settles inside you. A deeper calm, a growing awareness. You begin to sense that control is not something you chase. It is something you allow. The storm is still there, but you are anchored now. Chapter 3. Pressure reveals identity. Pressure does not create character, it reveals it. When everything is calm, almost anyone can perform. When expectations are low, confidence feels natural. When the path is clear, talent looks impressive. But comfort is a poor test of who you truly are. The real test arrives when pressure enters the room and refuses to leave. This is where identity is exposed. Under pressure, masks fall away. Habits surface. Emotional patterns rise without permission. You do not become someone new in stressful moments. You become more fully who you already are. This is why pressure feels threatening to the unprepared. It shows them something they were not ready to see. Talent shines in comfort. Discipline appears in discomfort. When conditions are favorable, talent performs easily. Ideas flow. Confidence feels effortless. Progress feels exciting. But pressure changes the environment. Pressure tightens time. Pressure raises stakes. Pressure removes safety nets. And when that happens, talent alone starts to shake. This is not because talent disappears. It is because talent disappears. It is because talent was never trained for resistance. It was trained for expression. Discipline, on the other hand, is trained for endurance. It does not require ideal conditions. It functions when conditions are hostile. Stress exposes untrained emotions. You have felt this before: the sudden frustration, the urge to defend, the desire to escape, the impulse to rush, explain, react, or quit. These reactions are not failures. They are signals. They show you where training is required. Pressure presses on emotional weak points. It finds impatience. It finds fear. It finds ego. It finds doubt. Not to punish you, but to reveal what still needs structure. This is why growth feels uncomfortable. It touches places you avoided strengthening. Your old self tried to avoid pressure. Your emerging self learns to enter it. Avoidance feels safe in the short term, but safety does not build capacity. Pressure does. Resistance does. Staying present when everything inside you wants relief does. This is where emotional endurance begins. Endurance is not intensity, it is stability. It is the ability to remain grounded when emotion demands movement. It is the capacity to stay clear when stress clouds thinking. Emotional endurance is built the same way. Physical endurance is built gradually, repeatedly, with intention. You do not wake up one day unshakable. You become unshakable by standing still when things shake. Pressure wants to rush you. Discipline slows you down. Pressure wants reaction. Discipline demands response. Pressure wants emotion to lead. Discipline places emotion to behind direction. This is not about becoming rigid. It is about becoming rooted. It is about becoming rooted. Think of a tree in a storm. The wind does not ask permission. It pushes. It tests. It bends branches. A shallow tree snaps. A rooted tree holds. The difference is not the storm, it is the depth of the roots. Discipline grows roots. Each time you stay present instead of panicking, roots deepen. Each time you choose restraint instead of release, roots strengthen. Each time you endure discomfort without abandoning yourself, roots spread wider. Pressure reveals identity, because identity is built in repetition. You are training right now, whether you realize it or not. Every response under pressure is a lesson you teach yourself. React and you teach reactivity. Pause and you teach control. Collapse and you teach avoidance. Endure and you teach strength. This is not about perfection, it is about direction. There will be moments you react, moments you feel overwhelmed, moments you react, moments you wish you had handled things differently. That does not disqualify you. What matters is what you practice next. Pressure is not here to break you, it is here to shape you. When stress appears, ask a better question. Not, how do I escape this, but who am I becoming by how I respond? That question shifts everything. It turns pressure into training. It turns discomfort into instruction. This is where leadership is forged. Leaders are not defined by calm environments. They are defined by composed behavior in demanding ones. People do not follow those who are perfect. They follow those who are steady. Those who do not collapse when things tighten. Those who hold presence when others scatter. Stand still. This is not passivity. This is command. Stillness under pressure is an act of strength. It tells your nervous system that you are safe enough to choose wisely. It prevents emotion from hijacking direction. Hold the line. The line is your values, your standards, your commitment to who you are becoming. Pressure will try to pull you off it, tempt you to compromise, convince you that reacting will bring relief. Do not move. The line is where your future stands. This is where you grow. Growth does not happen when you feel ready. It happens when you stay present despite discomfort, when you remain engaged instead of escaping, when you choose consistency over relief. Now the intensity rises, pressure increases, time compresses, expectations mount, old patterns knock louder. This is the moment many people break, not because they cannot handle pressure, but because they never learned how. You are learning now. Breathe, stay aware, feel the urge without obeying it. This is endurance in action. Stand still. Hold the line. This is where you grow. Each second you remain grounded rewires you. Each moment you do not react builds authority inside you. Each decision to stay strengthens emotional muscle. This is the transformation peak. Short moments, rapid tests, no applause, no reassurance. Just you and your response. Pressure speaks loudly. Discipline answers quietly. You begin to notice something changing. The pressure does not disappear, but it affects you less. The urge still comes, but it no longer controls you. You are not numb, you are trained. This is emotional endurance forming. Endurance creates confidence without noise. It creates certainty without explanation. It creates leadership without announcement. Others may not know what changed. You will. You feel it in how you stand, how you speak, how you decide, how you speak, how you decide. You are no longer hurried by stress. You are no longer pulled apart by emotion. I decide who I become. This is not a statement of hope. It is a declaration of authority. Pressure no longer defines you. Reaction no longer rules you. You choose your response. You choose your direction. And as the pressure settles, something solid remains, a quieter strength, a deeper stability. You realize that pressure did not weaken you. It clarified you. The next test is coming. You can feel it approaching, and this time you will meet it differently. Chapter 4. The Discipline Gap. There is a space where most people lose their future. It is not at the beginning, where dreams are born. It is not at the end, where results are visible. It is in the middle, the quiet gap between intention and action. The place where plans dissolve, promises weaken, and motivation quietly disappears. Everyone starts with intention. Intention is easy. It feels good. It feels clean. It gives hope. Intention says, I will. It imagines a better version of life. It sees progress before it exists. But intention alone has never built anything lasting. Intention without execution is comfort disguised as ambition. This is the discipline gap. Motivation lives at the starting line. It rises when something feels new, exciting, or urgent. Motivation feeds on emotion. That is why it feels powerful at first. But emotion is unstable. It fades. It fluctuates. It cannot be relied upon. When motivation leaves, most people stop moving. Not because they are incapable, but because they never learned how to act without feeling inspired. This is where discipline begins. Discipline is not motivation extended. It is something entirely different. Discipline is commitment without emotion. It is action without excitement. It is movement without internal agreement. Discipline does not ask how you feel. It asks who you decided to be. The discipline gap opens the moment emotion disappears. The excitement fades. The praise slows. The progress feels invisible. This is where most people hesitate. They wait for feeling to return. They negotiate with themselves. They delay. They explain. And slowly, momentum dies. The gap is not dramatic. It is quiet. It looks harmless. It sounds reasonable. Tomorrow. Later. When I feel ready. These words do not feel like failure. They feel logical. That is why they are so dangerous. Discipline closes the gap. Discipline does not wait. It moves first. It understands something crucial. Feelings follow action, not the other way around. Clarity follows commitment. Confidence follows consistency, not before, after. Think of a bridge over chaos. On one side stands intention. On the other side stands intention. On the other side stands identity. Between them is uncertainty, noise, doubt, resistance. The bridge is discipline. Without it, you stand forever imagining the other side. With it, you cross step by step, even when the ground shakes. The bridge does not care how confident you feel. It holds if you step onto it. Discipline holds if you practice it. Most people try to eliminate discomfort before acting. Discipline accepts discomfort as part of the process. It does not fight resistance. It expects it. It plans for it. It moves through it. This is delayed gratification. Delayed gratification is not denial. It is intelligence. It is choosing long-term reward over short-term relief. It is understanding that immediate comfort costs future freedom. Every time you choose ease instead of effort, you reinforce weakness. Every time you choose effort instead of ease, you build capacity. Discipline trains you to delay emotional payoff. You stop asking what feels good now and start asking what builds me. That shift changes how you live. It changes how you decide. It changes how you lead yourself. Your mind resists discipline at first because it is unfamiliar. It wants stimulation. It wants reward. It wants certainty. Discipline offers none of that initially. Discipline offers repetition, silence, boredom. But inside that boredom, something powerful forms. Muscle memory of the mind. Just like the body learns movement through repetition, the mind learns discipline through consistency. Each time you act without motivation, you train a new pattern. Each time you show up despite resistance, you strengthen mental pathways. Over time, discipline becomes automatic. You stop debating. You stop negotiating. You act. This is where identity shifts. You stop being someone who tries. You become someone who does. You stop relying on emotion to decide. You rely on standards. Standards remove friction. Standards remove choice. They simplify life. Show up anyway. This command ends the discipline gap. Show up when it feels pointless. Show up when progress feels slow. Show up when no one notices. Show up when motivation is gone. Showing up is not heroic. It is effective. Most people wait to feel ready. Discipline understands readiness is built by action. Waiting delays growth. Action accelerates it. No negotiation. Negotiation is how discipline dies. Negotiation sounds reasonable. Just this once, just today. But discipline does not survive exceptions. It survives structure. It survives clarity. When you negotiate, you give emotion a vote. When you remove negotiation, you remove chaos. This does not make life harsh. It makes life simple. Discipline reduces mental noise. It frees energy. It removes decision fatigue. When action is automatic, focus increases. When focus increases, results follow. The discipline gap is where your old self tries to regain control. It whispers comfort. It offers excuses. It reminds you of effort. Do not fight it. Do not argue. Simply move. Action silences doubt. Each time you cross the gap, it becomes smaller. Each time you act without emotion, discipline strengthens. What once felt heavy becomes lighter. What once felt forced becomes natural. You begin to trust yourself again. Trust is built through consistency, not through intention, not through promises, through action. When you show up for yourself repeatedly, confidence grows quietly. You no longer need motivation. You become reliable. This reliability is rare. That is why it creates advantage. Most people live trapped in intention. You are learning to live in execution. That difference compounds. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, months into a new identity. The chaos does not disappear. Life does not become easier, but you become steadier. The gap no longer stops you. It becomes a passage you cross automatically. And as this chapter ends, something locks into place. You feel it. Acquired resolve. Less emotion, more certainty. You understand now where most people fail and why you no longer will. The next level requires even more precision, and you are already moving toward it. Chapter 5. Emotional endurance. Outlasts talent, burns bright at the beginning. It moves fast. It draws attention. It feels powerful. Discipline moves slowly. It does not announce itself. It does not rush. And over time, discipline wins, not loudly, not dramatically, reliably. This chapter is about endurance, not physical endurance, emotional endurance, the ability to stay steady when energy drops, when recognition fades, when progress becomes invisible. This is where long-term success is decided, not by brilliance, by stamina. Most people mistake talent for sustainability. They assume early strength guarantees long results. But talent without control consumes itself. It overextends, it reacts, it pushes too hard, too fast without recovery or direction. That is why so many gifted people shine briefly, then disappear. Endurance beats brilliance because endurance respects time. Time exposes everything. It reveals what is solid and what is fragile. It rewards what is consistent and drains what is impulsive. Emotional endurance allows you to stay engaged long after excitement ends. It keeps you moving when results lag behind effort. This is where most people fall away. At first, progress feels rewarding. Growth feels visible. Energy feels high. But then something shifts. The work continues, but the reward's slow. The excitement fades. The work continues, but the reward's slow. The excitement fades. This is the moment talent begins to question itself. Discipline continues without question. Talent asks, why is this harder now? Discipline asks, what is required next? Talent relies on feeling strong. Discipline relies on being steady. Long-term success requires emotional stamina. The ability to remain present when boredom appears. The ability to stay focused when distraction grows louder. The ability to continue when motivation no longer supports you. Emotional stamina is not excitement. It is composure. It is patience. It is the willingness to endure repetition without resentment. Talent often wants novelty. Discipline accepts monotony. This is where silent compounding begins. Every day you stay consistent, something accumulates. It is not always visible. It is not always measurable, but it is happening. Skill sharpens. Confidence stabilizes. Identity solidifies. Discipline compounds quietly, like interest building beneath the surface. Most people quit during this phase because they cannot feel progress. They confuse silence with stagnation. They mistake boredom for failure. But boredom is not failure. Boredom is the environment where mastery forms. Talent burns fast without control because it demands stimulation. Discipline endures because it does not require emotional reward. This is the difference between sprinting and building. Sprint energy feels impressive. Build energy feels unremarkable, but only one lasts. You are learning to build. This requires a new relationship with discomfort. Discomfort is no longer a signal to stop. It is a signal that endurance is being trained. Each time you stay engaged, despite discomfort, emotional muscle strengthens. Endurance is trained the same way. Strength is trained through resistance, through repetition, through gradual overload. At first, resistance feels overwhelming, then manageable, then necessary. This is where intensity rises. There will be days when progress feels slow, days when effort feels heavier than usual. Days when doubt whispers quietly. These days are not obstacles, they are invitations. Invitations to build endurance. This is where controlled aggression enters. Not anger, not force. Controlled aggression enters. It is forward pressure without chaos. It is persistence without emotional volatility. It is the refusal to quit without drama. You do not need to prove anything. You need to continue. Keep going. This command is not motivational. It is structural. It removes debate. It ends internal negotiation. Keep going when the mind offers alternatives. Keep going when emotion suggests retreat. Keep going when results delay. Endurance does not ask for permission. Talent often wants confirmation before continuing. Discipline continues without confirmation. This is where the gap between those who last and those who fade becomes undeniable. Sustained effort reshapes identity. Over time, effort feels lighter, not because the work is easier, but because endurance has grown. Emotional spikes flatten, reactions soften, stability increases. You begin to notice something important. What once strained you now strengthens you. What once overwhelmed you now challenges you. What once tempted you to quit now invites you to rise. This is the compounding effect of discipline. Discipline does not reward immediately, it rewards eventually. And when it does, the reward is not just results. It is confidence that cannot be shaken. It is calm that cannot be rushed. It is authority that does not need explanation. Do not stop. Stopping resets progress. Stopping reinforces weakness. Stopping teaches the nervous system that discomfort is dangerous. Endurance teaches the opposite. It teaches safety and persistence. You are not harming yourself by continuing. You are training yourself. This is the transformation peak. Intensity increases, not through volume, but through pressure. The pressure to quit rises. The pressure to slow down appears. The pressure to compromise whispers. This is where endurance is forged. Keep going. Do not stop. Each repetition strengthens resolve. Each moment of persistence deepens roots. This is where talent alone cannot follow. Talent grows impatient here. Discipline settles in. Others may pass you briefly. Let them. Speed is not sustainability. Those who rush often return later, burned out and frustrated. You remain. Remaining is power. Endurance creates space between you and the crowd. Not because you are better, but because you are steadier. Steadiness is rare. That is why it wins. This does not mean endless struggle. It means intelligent persistence. It means rest without quitting, reflection without retreat, adjustment without a retreat, adjustment without abandonment. Endurance is not stubbornness. It is alignment. You continue because you chose this path, not because it feels good every day, but because it builds who you are becoming. This identity shift is subtle but profound. You stop asking how long it will take. You focus on what is required today. You stop measuring progress emotionally. You measure it behaviorally. Did you show up? Did you stay consistent? Did you continue? These questions replace doubt. Discipline compounds silently, but its effects become undeniable. Others begin to notice. Not your effort, but your presence. Not your struggle, but your stability. You seem less reactive, more grounded, less rushed, more deliberate. This is emotional endurance made visible. You no longer spike with excitement or crash with disappointment. You move steadily, calmly, purposefully. This steadiness creates trust in yourself, in others. In the process, trust reduces anxiety. Anxiety drains energy. Endurance preserves it. You begin to understand why endurance outlasts talent. Talent depends on conditions. Endurance adapts to them. Talent shines briefly. Endurance adapts to them. Talent shines briefly. Endurance builds quietly. This is not glamorous. It is effective. Every long-term success story shares this pattern. Consistency over time, consistency over time, control over emotion, endurance over intensity. This is your pattern now. I rise. This affirmation is not about elevation over others. It is about rising above old limitations, rising above impulse, rising above the need for constant validation. You rise by continuing. You rise by enduring. You rise by staying present when quitting feels easier. This is not the end of difficulty. It is the beginning of mastery. As this chapter closes, you feel the weight differently, less heavy, more familiar. You realize endurance is not something you force. It is something you grow into. The work continues, the pressure remains, but so do you, and that is why you will last. Chapter 6. You are not your feelings. Your feelings are powerful, but they are not you. They rise, they fall, they shift without warning. If your identity moves with them, your life becomes unstable. Power begins the moment you understand this separation. Not emotionally, practically, deeply. Most people live inside their feelings. They think from them, decide from them, react from them. When emotions rise, they move. When emotions fall, they stop. This creates a life driven by weather instead of direction. Strong days feel productive. Heavy days feel impossible. Nothing solid is built this way. You are not your feelings. Feelings are experiences passing through you. not commands you must obey. The mistake is not having emotions. The mistake is identifying with them. The moment you say, "I am angry," instead of "anger is present," you hand over control. The moment you say, "I am anxious," instead of "anxiety is here," you shrink your authority. Detachment is not suppression. Suppression buries emotion and lets it leap later. Detachment places emotion where it belongs, observed, acknowledged, unfollowed. This is emotional power. Imagine yourself as the driver of a vehicle. Your thoughts are the dashboard. Your emotions are passengers. Some are loud, some are calm, some panic at speed. But the passenger does not steer, the driver does. When emotions take the wheel, direction is lost. When you remain the driver, movement stays intentional. Most people allow their passengers to grab control. They speed when excitement shouts. They brake when excitement shouts. They brake when fear screams. They turn when doubt pulls. And then they wonder why they never arrive where they intended. Step back. Stepping back does not mean disengaging from life. It means creating space between awareness and reaction. It means noticing emotion without entering it. This single shift changes everything. When you step back, you regain perspective. When you regain perspective, you regain choice. Choice is power. The observer mindset is where this power grows. You become the one who watches thoughts and feelings instead of becoming them. You notice tension without collapsing into it. You notice desire without chasing it. You notice fear without tracing it. Watching is not passive. It is disciplined awareness. It allows emotion to complete its cycle without hijacking behavior. Emotions are temporary. They peak, then fall. If you do not interfere, they pass on their own. This is not avoidance. This is intelligence. Think of the sky and the weather. Storms move across the sky. Clouds gather, rain falls, but the sky is never damaged by the storm. It holds it. It remains open. It remains vast. You are the sky. Your emotions are the weather. Weather changes. The sky remains. When you identify with the storm, you believe chaos defines you. When you identify with the sky, you understand chaos is temporary. This understanding creates calm without effort. Detachment creates emotional efficiency. You stop wasting energy on internal battles. You stop arguing with feelings. You stop trying to fix them immediately. You let them exist without control. This is how stability forms. The old self reacts first, then thinks. The emerging self observes first, then chooses. That pause between feeling and action is where identity shifts. Choice restores authorship. You are no longer being pushed. You are deciding. This does not mean emotion disappears. It means emotion no longer decides your direction. At first, this feels unfamiliar. The mind wants to merge with feeling. It wants certainty. It wants resolution. Detachment denies immediate resolution. It delays gratification. It asks you to sit inside uncertainty without moving. This is uncomfortable. And this discomfort is where power grows. Most people escape discomfort by reacting. You are learning to remain present. Presence builds capacity. Capacity builds authority. Emotional detachment allows you to experience feelings fully without being ruled by them. You can feel sadness without becoming it. You can feel anger without acting from it. You can feel desire without chasing it. This is not numbness, it is mastery. As detachment strengthens, something subtle changes. Your inner world becomes quieter, not silent, clearer. Thoughts slow down. Emotional spikes soften. You feel less urgency to respond. Urgency is the enemy of clarity. The more urgent something feels, the more discipline is required. Detachment reduces false urgency. It reminds you that not every feeling requires action. Not every thought deserves attention. You begin to trust your ability to wait. Waiting is strength. This is where identity begins to shift at a deeper level. You stop describing yourself emotionally. You stop saying, "I am stressed, I am overwhelmed, I am frustrated." Instead, you notice states without labeling yourself as them. Language shapes identity. Identity shapes behavior. When you separate yourself from emotion, your sense of self stabilizes. You become less reactive, more consistent. Others feel this. They sense calm. They sense control. They sense leadership. Leadership begins internally. Emotionally detached people are not distant. They are grounded. They listen more. They speak less. They respond deliberately. Their presence carries weight because it is not rushed. This steadiness is rare. That is why it creates influence. Detachment also protects energy. Emotional reactivity drains focus. It scatters attention. Detachment conserves energy. It allows you to direct effort where it matters. You stop fighting yourself. This internal alignment frees capacity. You think clearer, decide cleaner, move with purpose. The observer mindset is trained through repetition. Each time emotion rises, you practice noticing instead of merging. Each time you pause instead of react, detachment strengthens. Over time, it becomes natural. This is not a personality change. It is a position change. You move from inside the storm to above it. From there, you can see patterns, triggers, cycles. You begin to understand yourself without judgment. Understanding replaces confusion. Clarity replaces chaos. This clarity builds confidence. Confidence without detachment is fragile. It depends on mood. Confidence with detachment is stable. It remains even when feelings fluctuate. This is emotional independence. You are no longer dependent on feeling good to function. You function because you choose to. This removes a major limitation. You stop waiting for internal permission. Action becomes cleaner. Detachment also depends resilience. When emotion hits hard, you do not collapse. You observe, you allow, you stay present. This presence absorbs impact. You recover faster, you move forward sooner. Resilience is not toughness. It is flexibility with structure. The sky does not resist storms, it contains them. You begin to see how many past setbacks were fueled by identification with emotion, how many decisions were rushed, how many words were spoken too soon. This awareness is not regret, it is learning. Learning sharpens control. You are now training emotional leadership. Not dominance over others, but command over self. This is the highest form of leadership. Step back, watch, choose. These commands simplify complex moments. When things feel intense, return to them. Step back from the feeling. Watch it without judgment. Choose your response deliberately. This sequence becomes automatic. As this chapter continues, the detachment deepens. You notice longer pauses between stimulus and response. You feel less pulled by emotion. You trust your ability to remain steady. Steadiness creates safety. Safety allows focus. Focus accelerates progress. You are not becoming less emotional. You are becoming less controlled by emotion. This distinction changes everything. Your actions align with values instead of moods. Your decisions reflect direction instead of impulse. Your identity stabilizes. This is the beginning of emotional sovereignty. You no longer give feelings authority over your future. You experience them fully, then move forward with intention. The shift is quiet, but it is profound. As this chapter closes, you sense a new distance, not from life, but from internal chaos. You feel space where there was tension, choice where there was compulsion. You are still you, but positioned differently. And from this position, what comes next will require even greater precision. Chapter 7. Silence builds. Authority silence is misunderstood. Many confuse it with weakness, hesitation, or uncertainty. In truth, silence is one of the clearest signals of authority. It does not rush. It does not explain itself. It does not compete for attention. It holds space. And when someone holds space calmly, others feel it. Leaders speak less not because they lack words, but because they understand timing. They know that every unnecessary word dilutes presence. Every emotional explanation leaks power. Every rushed response weakens authority. Silence, when chosen deliberately, does the opposite. It concentrates power. It sharpens impact. It commands attention without demanding it. Most people talk to relieve pressure. Leaders remain quiet to apply it. Silence is not the absence of communication. It is communication with weight. It tells others that you are not reactive, that you are not anxious to be understood, that you do not need immediate validation. This steadiness unsettles those who rely on noise to feel secure. Emotional restraint is dominance, not loud dominance, not aggressive dominance, internal dominance. The ability to feel emotion rise and not release it prematurely. The ability to hear provocation and not answer instantly. The ability to remain composed when others expect reaction. This restraint creates contrast. When everyone speaks, silence stands out. When everyone reacts, restraint becomes noticeable. When everyone explains, clarity becomes rare. Authority grows in that contrast. Silence forces others to adjust to you. When you speak less, people listen more closely. When you pause before responding, others fill the space with their assumptions. Often they reveal more than you ever could by talking. Silence becomes a tool of observation. It allows you to gather information without exposing position. This is not manipulation. This is discipline. Disciplined silence is intentional. It is not avoidance. It is not fear. It is choice. You are not withholding because you cannot speak. You are withholding because you do not need to. Power does not rush. The untrained self speaks to discharge emotion. The trained self holds emotion until it becomes clear. This difference shapes outcomes. Words spoken too soon cannot be retrieved. Silence preserves optionality. Think of a blade. When swung wildly, it is dangerous, but inefficient. When held steady, aimed precisely, it becomes decisive. Silence sharpens the blade of your words. Say less. This command removes excess. It filters impulse. It prevents emotional leakage. You stop narrating your internal state. You stop explaining your intentions. You stop defending prematurely. Defensiveness signals insecurity. Silence signals confidence. Confidence does not need explanation. When you speak only when necessary, your words carry density. People sense that you are deliberate. They sense that you choose language carefully. This perception creates authority before you ever assert it. Mean more. Meaning is not volume. Meaning is alignment. When words match internal clarity, they land. When words come from restraint, they carry force. Silence allows meaning to concentrate. Leaders understand something most people miss. Presence speaks before language. Tone speaks before content. Calm speaks before command. Silence prepares the ground. This is why experienced leaders listen more than they speak. They are not passive. They're precise. Listening gathers leverage. Speaking spends it. Silence also protects energy. Every explanation costs energy. Every argument drains focus. Every emotional exchange pulls attention outward. Silence conserves. It allows you to remain centered. It keeps your internal state intact. This is emotional efficiency. Privacy strengthens authority as well. Not everything needs to be shared. Not every plan needs to be announced. Not every struggle needs exposure. Privacy preserves momentum. Secrecy protects progress. When you announce too early, you invite interference. Opinions enter. Doubt spreads. Motivation leaks. Silence keeps the process clean. Strong people move quietly. They let results speak. They let consistency reveal direction. They do not advertise effort. They do not narrate struggle. They build privately and emerge publicly. This is not isolation. It is containment. Containment is strength. It prevents emotional spillover. It keeps focus intact. It allows discipline to compound without disturbance. Many people confuse transparency with strength. Transparency without discipline becomes oversharing. Oversharing weakens boundaries. Boundaries create authority. Silence reinforces boundaries. When you do not rush to respond, you control tempo. When you do not explain yourself, you define your own frame. Others adapt to your pace. This subtle shift changes dynamics immediately. People respect what they cannot rush. Calm presence disarms chaos. When emotions run high around you and you remain composed, your silence becomes grounding. Others feel steadier. Decisions slow. Clarity emerges. This is leadership in action. Leadership is not the loudest voice. It is the most stable presence. People follow stability instinctively. They trust those who do not react emotionally. They feel safe around those who do not leak urgency. Silence builds that trust. But silence must be clean, not heavy, not resentful, not withdrawn. Clean silence is open, attentive, grounded. It listens fully. It responds when necessary. It does not punish. It does not sulk. This is mastery. You are not ignoring others. You are prioritizing clarity. You are not withholding information. You are choosing timing. Timing is everything. Words delivered at the wrong time lose power. Words delivered after silence land deeper. They arrive with gravity. This is why controlled silence amplifies presence. Now the rhythm shifts. The calm has settled. The ground is prepared. And then the command arrives, suddenly, decisively, without explanation. Say less, mean more. This is the transformation peak. In moments of tension, others look for reaction. You give none. In moments of confusion, others rush to fill space. You hold it. In moments of pressure, others speak emotionally. You remain still. This contrast creates authority instantly. Authority does not need approval. Silence also sharpens self-trust. When you do not constantly externalize thoughts, you strengthen internal alignment. You rely less on feedback. You trust your judgment. This independence is felt by others. People sense when you do not need them to validate you. That sense commands respect. As silence becomes a habit, your inner world changes. Thoughts slow. Emotions stabilize. Reactions soften. You become harder to provoke, harder to rush, harder to manipulate. This is not rigidity. It is rootedness. Rooted people move with purpose. They do not sway with every opinion. They do not respond to every stimulus. They choose their engagements. Choice restores power. Silence also reveals others. When you do not fill space, people reveal intentions. They speak more. They explain more. They expose patterns. You see clearly without effort. This clarity increases influence. Influence does not require constant speech. It requires presence. Silence strengthens presence. You notice your posture change. Your breathing slows. Your voice, when you speak, becomes calmer, lower, more deliberate. Words land differently now. This is not performance. It is internal regulation. You are regulating energy. Regulated energy commands space. Unregulated energy leaks. Silence is regulation. You do not rush to prove competence. You allow competence to be felt. You do not rush to prove competence. You allow competence to be felt. You allow respect to form. This patience builds authority quietly. There will be moments when silence feels uncomfortable, when you want to explain, when you want to justify, when you want to release tension through words. These moments are training. Resist the urge. Each time you remain silent intentionally, discipline deepens. Each time you speak less, self-trust grows. Each time you hold space, presence strengthens. Say less, mean more. These commands become internal standards. You stop reacting verbally. You respond selectively. You respond selectively. You speak when alignment is clear. You remain silent when words would dilute meaning. This precision changes relationships. Conversations become cleaner. Conflicts reduce. Respect increases. Not because you dominate others, but because you dominate yourself. This is emotional restraint as dominance. Dominance over impulse. Dominance over reactivity. Dominance over the need to be heard immediately. This dominance is quiet. It does not announce itself. It is felt. Others may not articulate why they respect you more. They simply do. They sense control. They sense boundaries. They sense intention. This is authority installed. You are not becoming distant. You are becoming deliberate. You still care. You still listen. You still engage. But now you do so from a centered place, from choice, not compulsion. Silence has shifted from absence to presence. This is the paradox. The less you speak, the more you are felt. The less you explain, the clearer you become. The less you react, the more authority you carry. I am ready. This affirmation marks readiness to hold silence without discomfort, to trust restraint, to allow presence to speak. As this chapter closes, you feel the change, a quieter confidence, a deeper calm. You no longer feel the urge to fill space. You are comfortable holding it. And in that space, something else is forming. Something even more focused. Something that will require precision beyond words. The next phase demands it. Chapter 8. Discipline creates trust. Trust is not built through charm. It is not built through talent. It is not built through words alone. Trust is built through consistency, through emotional stability, through the quiet assurance that who you are today will still be who you are tomorrow. People trust what is predictable, not boring predictable, stable predictable. The kind of steadiness that allows others to relax in your presence. The kind that removes uncertainty, the kind that signals safety, direction, and reliability. Discipline creates that signal. Emotional discipline is what allows you to show up the same way, regardless of circumstance, calm under pressure, clear under stress, measured under provocation. This consistency builds credibility faster than any display of brilliance ever could. Talent impresses people briefly. Discipline earns their trust over time. You have felt the difference. You have been around people who are energetic one day and distant the next, confident one moment and reactive the next, supportive when things are easy and unstable when things are easy and unstable when things tighten. Even if they mean well, something inside you stays guarded. You never quite know what version will show up. Unpredictability erodes trust. Emotional stability restores it. When your emotional responses are consistent, others stop bracing themselves around you. They stop scanning for mood shifts. They stop adjusting their behavior defensively. They begin to trust that interaction with you will not cost them unnecessary emotional energy. This is influence forming. Leadership does not begin with authority. It begins with reliability. People follow those they can depend on, not those who are loud, not those who are impressive, those who are steady. Steadiness is rare. That rarity gives it value. Discipline creates steadiness by removing emotional randomness. It replaces impulse with intention. It replaces mood-driven behavior with value-driven behavior. Over time, this becomes visible. People may not name it, but they feel it. They feel grounded around you. Think of the foundation of a building. No one compliments the foundation. No one sees it once the structure rises. But if the foundation is unstable, everything above it cracks. Walls fracture. Doors stick. Floors shift. The building becomes unsafe. Emotional discipline is your foundation. It holds your words steady. It supports your decisions. It stabilizes your presence. Without it, even the strongest talents become liabilities. With it, even simple actions gain weight. A strong foundation allows height. Inner order creates outer influence. When your inner world is organized, your outer impact expands naturally. You do not need to push influence. It emerges. You do not need to demand respect. It forms. People sense alignment. They sense coherence. They sense that your actions match your words. This alignment builds trust. Trust accelerates progress. When people trust you, they listen more closely. They collaborate more openly. They resist less. Trust reduces friction. Friction slows momentum. Discipline removes friction by creating predictability. Predictability is not limitation. It is freedom. When others know what to expect from you emotionally, they stop wasting energy preparing for instability. That energy is redirected toward shared goals, toward execution, toward growth. This is how leadership scales. Emotionally undisciplined people create noise. Noise drains teams. Noise drains relationships. Noise drains progress. Discipline creates clarity. Clarity aligns effort. You become a steady compass. A compass does not panic when the terrain changes. It does not react emotionally to storms. It continues pointing in the same direction. People rely on it because it does not shift based on conditions. You are becoming that compass. Your direction remains clear even when emotions fluctuate. You do not lose your bearings under pressure. You recalibrate quietly. You adjust without chaos. This ability makes others trust your judgment. Trust forms before authority is granted. Many people chase authority without realizing trust is the currency that purchases it. Without trust, authority must be enforced. With trust, authority is given. Discipline earns that trust. Consistency is the visible expression of discipline. It shows up in tone, in timing, in restraint, in follow-through. When you say you will do something, you do it. When you commit, you remain. When things become uncomfortable, you do not disappear. Be steady. Steadiness does not mean rigidity. It means reliability. It means emotional balance. It means others do not have to guess where you stand. You are clear without being loud, firm without being aggressive. This steadiness builds confidence in others. They feel safe aligning with you. They feel secure relying on you. They feel comfortable following your lead. This safety is powerful. People perform better when they feel safe. Creativity increases, communication improves, execution sharpens. All of this begins with emotional stability. Be reliable. Reliability is discipline in action. It is showing up when it would be easier not to. It is remaining consistent when emotions fluctuate. It is honoring standards even when no one is watching. Reliability builds reputation silently. Reputation is not what you claim. It is what others expect from you based on repeated experience. Discipline shapes those expectations. Over time, people expect calm from you. They expect clarity. They expect follow-through. These expectations elevate you. You begin to notice changes in how people interact with you. Conversations become more direct. Decisions involve you earlier. Responsibility finds you naturally. This is not coincidence. This is trust responding to discipline. Emotionally stable people attract responsibility. Responsibility is offered to those who can hold it without reacting emotionally. When pressure arrives, they remain composed. When conflict arises, they do not escalate. When uncertainty appears, they do not panic. This composure reassures others. Trust grows strongest during difficulty. Easy times do not test emotional stability. Hard times reveal it. When pressure increases and you remain steady, trust deepens. This is why discipline compounds influence. Every moment of restraint under pressure adds to your credibility. Every calm response builds trust. Every measured decision reinforces reliability. This compounding effect is invisible at first, but it accelerates. One day you realize people seek your input more often. They wait for your response. They align their actions with your direction. You did not demand this, you earned it. Discipline creates a predictable emotional environment. Predictable environments allow growth. This applies internally as well. When you trust yourself emotionally, internal conflict decreases. You stop doubting your reactions. You stop questioning your consistency. You know how you will respond under pressure because you have trained yourself. Self-trust strengthens external trust. You become less reactive to feedback, less shaken by criticism, less inflated by praise. Your emotional center stabilizes. From that center, decisions become clearer. Clarity builds momentum. Momentum attracts opportunity. This is structure. Structure creates freedom. Your emotional structure allows flexibility without collapse. You can adapt without losing yourself. You can adjust without emotional whiplash. This adaptability increases effectiveness. People trust those who adapt calmly. Emotional discipline also creates transparency, not by oversharing, but by reducing emotional distortion. Your reactions become clean. Others do not need to decode hidden agendas or emotional undercurrents. What they see is what they get. This simplicity builds trust, thrives in simplicity. When interactions feel clean, relationships strengthen. When relationships strengthen, influence expands. Influence expands without effort when discipline is present. This is the long-term advantage. While others burn energy managing emotional fallout, you conserve energy for progress. While others repair trust repeatedly, you compound it. While others explain themselves, you demonstrate consistency. Demonstration outperforms explanation. You begin to realize that emotional discipline is not restrictive, it is liberating. It frees you from emotional volatility. It frees others to rely on you. It frees systems to function smoothly around you. This freedom multiplies. Leadership through predictability does not mean stagnation. It means reliability during change. It means being the constant when variables shift. Change is inevitable. Chaos is optional. Emotionally disciplined people reduce chaos. They absorb shock. They stabilize environments. Others feel this and move closer. Trust pulls people toward you. This trust is not fragile. It does not disappear after one mistake, because discipline creates patterns, not perfection. Occasional errors do not erase consistent behavior. Consistency builds forgiveness. It builds resilience in relationships. You are not required to be flawless. You are required to be steady. Steadiness creates forgiveness. People forgive mistakes when trust is strong. They tolerate learning curves. They support growth. They remain engaged. Trust changes how mistakes are interpreted. This is why discipline is so powerful. It reshapes perception. Over time, emotional discipline becomes synonymous with your presence. People associate you with calm, with clarity, with reliability. This association becomes your leadership signature. You did not design it. You practiced it. Practice shapes identity. Identity shapes influence. Influence shapes outcomes. Be steady. Be reliable. These commands are not slogans. They are standards. Simplify decision-making. When faced with emotional temptation, you return to them. Will this response be steady? Will this action be reliable? If yes, proceed. If not, pause. This filter protects trust. Trust is slow to build and fast to damage. Discipline guards it. As this chapter settles, you feel a deeper alignment forming. Less urgency, more certainty. You sense that leadership is no longer something you aspire to. It is something you are quietly embodying. You are becoming predictable in the best possible way. Predictable in character. Predictable in values. Predictable in response. This predictability creates safety. Safety creates trust. Trust creates influence, and influence, once established, does not need force. It flows. You are building something others can rely on, and that reliability is about to be tested in a new way. The next phase demands even greater precision, and you are ready for it. Chapter 9. The Identity Shift. There comes a moment when effort changes shape, when striving softens, when force gives way to flow. This is that moment. Not because the work ended, but because who you are doing the work as has changed. You no longer try to win, you are the one who wins. This shift is not dramatic on the outside. There is no announcement, no ceremony. It happens internally, quietly, the way real change always does. One day you notice that you no longer debate with yourself the way you used to. The hesitation is gone, the friction has thinned. Action feels natural, not easy. Natural. This is identity taking over. The old self needed motivation. The old self needed reminders. The old self negotiated, delayed, and searched for feeling before movement. That self is not gone because it was weak. It is gone because it was transitional. It carried you to this point. It cannot carry you further. The disciplined self does not ask for permission. This is the full transition. You feel it in how you wake up. Not energized every day, but certain. You feel it in how you decide. Less noise, less explanation. You feel it in how you respond to pressure. There is still intensity, but no panic. Still urgency, but no chaos. Behavior aligns automatically because identity has shifted. You are no longer forcing discipline. Discipline is expressing itself through you. Standards no longer feel imposed. They feel obvious. You do not ask whether to show up. You show up. You do not ask whether to continue. You continue. Effort has become natural. This does not mean the work is light. It means resistance has changed sides. Instead of fighting yourself to act, you now feel resistance when you do not act. Inaction feels wrong. Delay feels uncomfortable. This is not obsession. This is alignment. Alignment creates momentum. Momentum changes perception. Challenges no longer feel personal, they feel procedural. Obstacles are not threats to identity, they are tasks to be handled. Emotion still arises, but it does not dominate. It informs, then steps aside. This is what it means to become the person who wins. Winning is no longer an event. It is a pattern. It is how you move through days, how you handle pressure, how you treat commitments, how you recover from setbacks. The old self wanted outcomes. The new self embodies process. Process creates outcomes automatically. This is why effort now feels lighter, not because you care less, but because you resist less. Resistance was never the work itself. Resistance was internal conflict. That conflict has quieted. You trust yourself now. Self-trust changes everything. When you trust yourself, you stop overthinking. You stop second-guessing decisions after they are made. You stop seeking constant reassurance. You move forward cleanly. Even when mistakes happen, you adjust without collapse. Adjustment replaces drama. Drama belonged to the old identity. Drama required emotional engagement. The new identity operates with clarity. When something does not work, you correct course. No internal punishment, no narrative, just correction. This efficiency is power. Power does not look like intensity anymore. It looks like calm certainty. It looks like follow-through. It looks like quiet dominance over your own impulses. The shift is visible in small things. You notice it when plans change and you adapt without frustration, when progress slows and you stay steady, when others react emotionally and you remain grounded. These moments are not victories in the traditional sense. They are confirmations that you have crossed a threshold. This is the point where many people feel something unfamiliar, a sense of inevitability, not arrogance, certainty. The quiet knowing that if you continue behaving this way, results will follow. Not because you hope so, because this identity produces them. You are no longer chasing success. You are creating conditions where success becomes unavoidable. This is the core of the identity shift. Your habits are no longer fragile. They do not collapse under stress. They strengthen. Pressure activates discipline instead of disrupting it. This is reversal. Previously, pressure broke momentum. Now, it sharpens it. This is the transformation peak. The intensity rises not outwardly, but inwardly. There is no shouting. There is resolve. Repetition installs this identity. You repeat actions without emotional debate. You repeat standards without fatigue. You repeat focus without force. Each repetition deepens the groove. Each groove stabilizes identity. You do not need to remind yourself who you are becoming. You are already there. High emotional crescendo builds here, not through noise, but through certainty. You feel the difference. You are not rushing. You are not hesitating. You are not rushing. You are not hesitating. You are not reacting. You are deciding. This decisiveness changes posture. It changes tone. It changes presence. Others feel it even if they cannot explain it. You have crossed from trying to being. Being creates results faster than trying ever could. Trying implies doubt. Being implies alignment. This alignment removes wasted motion. You stop explaining your process. You stop announcing intentions. You stop defending your path. Your behavior speaks consistently. Consistency becomes your signature. This is not ego. This is embodiment. Embodiment is when values are no longer concepts. They are actions. Discipline is no longer something you practice. It is how you move. Control is no longer something you force. It is how you respond. This is the end of the old internal struggle, not the end of challenge, the end of internal opposition. Now the energy that once went into convincing yourself is available for execution. Focus sharpens. Attention deepens. You stay present longer. This presence amplifies effectiveness. Time stretches when you are aligned. You accomplish more without rushing because you waste less energy fighting yourself. This is efficiency at the identity level. The shift also changes how you experience success. Success no longer inflates you, it confirms you. Failure no longer diminishes you, it informs you. both are processed cleanly. Clean processing is mastery. You are no longer emotionally attached to outcomes. You are committed to standards. Standards guide behavior regardless of outcome. This stability removes fear. Fear needed uncertainty to survive. Uncertainty fades when identity stabilizes. Now repetition intensifies. You rise when it is hard. You rise when it is boring. You rise when no one notices. You rise when it would be easier to slow down. I rise. This affirmation is no longer aspirational. It is descriptive. It describes what you do repeatedly. Rising is no longer a moment. It is a pattern. The old self rose occasionally. The new self rises consistently. Consistency compounds. As consistency compounds, effort decreases, not in quantity, but in friction. The work still requires focus. It still requires endurance, but it no longer feels like self-betrayal. It feels like self-respect. Self-respect is the fuel now. You do not move because you fear falling behind. You move because this is who you are. Identity drives action more powerfully than fear ever could. This is why this shift is permanent. Motivation fades. Fear fades. Identity remains. You are now acting from identity. Identity does not negotiate. This is why your environment begins to change. People respond differently. Opportunities align differently. Responsibilities increase, not because you demand them, but because you are prepared for them. Preparation attracts opportunity. The old self wanted opportunity to feel ready. The new self feels ready regardless. This readiness is calm. It is grounded. It is quiet. This quiet confidence is magnetic. Others sense that you are no longer performing. You are not proving. You are not proving. You are not posturing. You are simply operating. Operation creates momentum. Momentum attracts alignment. Alignment simplifies decisions. You stop asking, is this worth it? You ask, does this match who I am? That question filters everything quickly. Identity-based decision-making removes confusion. You move faster because you think less. Thinking less does not mean carelessness. It means clarity. Clarity is speed. This is the crescendo. The work continues, the pressure continues, but now you meet it as someone different, the same tasks, the same challenges, a different operator. You stand taller internally, not in pride, in certainty. You know what you do when things get hard. You continue. You know how you respond when emotion rises. You choose. You know who you are becoming. You decide. I decide who I become. This affirmation seals the shift. It is not spoken in hope. It is spoken in recognition. You have been deciding all along. Now you are conscious of it. Conscious choice reinforces identity. Identity reinforces behavior. Behavior reinforces results. This loop is now closed. The old loop was effort, emotion, collapse. The new loop is identity, action, alignment. Alignment produces results quietly. You are no longer impressed by intensity. You are impressed by consistency. You are no longer drawn to quick wins. You are drawn to durable progress. Durability is the mark of the disciplined self. This durability extends to setbacks. When things do not go as planned, you do not unravel. You recalibrate. Recalibration is quick because ego is no longer involved. Ego belonged to the old identity. The new identity is operational. You do not personalize setbacks. You analyze them. You do not dramatize delays. You adjust timelines. You do not abandon standards. You refine methods. Refinement replaces reaction. This refinement accelerates mastery. Mastery is not a destination. It is a way of moving. You are moving differently now. Your pace is steady. Your focus is deep. Your energy is contained. You are not scattered. You are aligned. This alignment creates a sense of inevitability, not arrogance. Inevitability. If you continue behaving this way, the outcome is predictable. This predictability is peace. Peace does not mean absence of challenge. It means absence of internal conflict. Internal conflict drains you before. Now that energy is available. Available energy fuels precision. Precision multiplies impact. Impact reinforces identity. The loop strengthens. You rise again. You rise without announcement. You rise without a rush. You rise without needing permission. This is the identity shift completed. Not finalized forever, but stabilized. From here forward, growth continues, but from a new baseline. You are no longer building discipline, you are expressing it. You are expressing it. You are no longer becoming consistent, you are consistent. You are no longer trying to win. You are the one who wins. And as this chapter settles, there is a quiet stillness, not emptiness, readiness, the kind that comes before expansion. The next phase will demand application at a higher level, and you will meet it as who you are now. Chapter 10. Discipline becomes destiny. There is a point where discipline stops feeling like something you do and starts revealing what you are. This is that point, the place where effort dissolves into identity, where repetition no longer feels forced, where your future stops being a mystery and starts becoming a pattern. Discipline has moved beyond action. Discipline has moved beyond action. Discipline has become destiny. Your future is not created by big moments. It is shaped quietly, daily, through small decisions repeated over time, not the dramatic choices, the subtle ones, the ones no one sees, the ones that feel insignificant in isolation but become unstoppable in accumulation. What you repeat defines your future. This is not philosophy, it is mechanics. Every repeated action strengthens a direction. Every repeated response installs a habit. Every repeated habit becomes behavior. Behavior becomes identity. Identity determines outcomes. There is no separation between what you practice and what you become. Discipline is no longer something you apply when motivated. It is something that expresses itself automatically. You do not wake up asking whether you will act with control. You wake up controlled. You do not debate standards, you operate from them. This is the difference between effort and embodiment. Effort requires energy. Identity conserves it. When discipline is effort, it drains you. When discipline is identity, it stabilizes you. The work continues, but friction disappears. Resistance fades, not because challenges stop, but because your internal structure no longer collapses under them. This is where destiny takes shape. Destiny is not a single outcome. It is a trajectory, a direction locked in by repetition. Once locked, outcomes become predictable. Not immediately visible, but inevitable. You are now living inside that inevitability. Daily, micro decisions are shaping your legacy. Legacy is not built at the end of life. It is built daily, invisibly. It is formed by how you respond to pressure, how you manage emotion, how you show up when no one is watching. These moments do not feel historic. They feel ordinary. That is why they are powerful. Ordinary behavior repeated consistently becomes extraordinary impact. Every time you choose discipline over impulse, you reinforce your direction. Every time you delay gratification, you invest in your future. Every time you remain emotionally controlled, you protect your momentum. Momentum compounds silently. People often overestimate what can be done in a moment and underestimate what can be done through repetition. Discipline corrects this error. It removes the need for dramatic effort. It replaces intensity with continuity. Continuity wins. This chapter is where you stop measuring progress emotionally. You stop asking how motivated you feel. You stop checking whether the work feels rewarding today. Those questions no longer serve you. You have graduated beyond them. You now measure progress. Structurally, did you repeat the standard? Did you maintain control? Did you act in alignment? If yes, progress was made. Emotional control is no longer a tool. It is a lifestyle. Your emotional state no longer determines your behavior. Your behavior stabilizes your emotional state. This reversal is critical. It ends volatility. It ends inconsistency. It ends the cycle of highs and lows that once defined your effort. You are not riding emotion anymore. You are directing it. Directing emotion does not mean suppressing it. It means integrating it into structure. Emotion exists, but it does not lead. It follows direction. This allows you to feel deeply without being destabilized. Depth without chaos is mastery. This mastery expresses itself in small ways. Your tone remains measured, your decisions remain consistent, your presence remains calm. Others notice. They may not comment, but they adapt to you. They align with your steadiness. Steadiness creates gravity. Gravity pulls outcomes toward you without force. Discipline as identity simplifies life. Choices narrow. Distractions lose appeal. Impulse loses power. You are no longer tempted by every option. You are guided by standards. Standards reduce cognitive load. When standards are clear, decisions are faster. When decisions are faster, execution improves. When execution improves, confidence stabilizes. Confidence is no longer emotional, it is structural. You trust yourself because you are predictable to yourself. You know how you will respond under pressure. You know you will continue when it is uncomfortable. You know you will repeat what works. Self-trust deepens. This self-trust is the foundation of destiny. People often search for purpose externally. Discipline reveals purpose internally. Purpose is not something you find. It is something you enact through repeated behavior aligned with values. Values without repetition are ideals. Values with repetition become identity. You are now living your values, not thinking about them. This is why discipline becomes destiny. Destiny is simply the long-term outcome of daily alignment. The days no longer feel scattered. They feel coherent. One action leads naturally to the next. You move through tasks without resistance. You recover quickly from setbacks. You do not spiral emotionally. You recalibrate. Recalibration replaces reaction. This recalibration is fast because ego is no longer entangled. Ego needed emotional reward. Identity does not. Identity moves forward regardless. This is where legacy begins to form. Legacy is not fame. It is impact sustained over time. It is reliability remembered. It is consistency that others build around. It is the quiet assurance that you will be there, steady when needed. Discipline creates that assurance. Others may come and go. They may burn bright and fade. They may start strong and disappear. You remain. Remaining is destiny. You are now repeating behaviors that future you will be grateful for. You are building structures you will later inhabit. This awareness changes how you experience time. You are not rushing toward results. You are installing systems. Systems outperform motivation every time. Motivation fluctuates. Systems endure. Your discipline is now a system. A personal operating system that runs regardless of mood. This system governs sleep, focus, response, effort, and recovery. It does not require emotional input. It requires obedience. Obedience to standards is freedom. Freedom from emotional volatility, freedom from inconsistency, freedom from regret. Regret comes from misalignment. Alignment eliminates it. Even when outcomes are imperfect, alignment preserves dignity. You know you acted according to who you are. This knowledge creates peace. Peace fuels longevity. Longevity multiplies impact. This is why discipline outlasts talent. Talent peaks. Discipline sustains. Talent excites. Discipline endures. Talent depends on conditions. Discipline adapts to them. Adaptation is survival. Endurance is dominance. You are no longer chasing momentum. You are generating it through repetition. This momentum does not spike. It rolls, it gathers mass, it becomes harder to stop. This is the power of locked-in behavior. Once behavior is locked in, destiny unfolds automatically. Repeat. This command is now foundational. It removes novelty seeking. It removes hesitation. It installs continuity. Repeat what works. Repeat standards. Repeat discipline. Repetition does not mean stagnation. It means refinement. Each repetition sharpens execution. Each cycle improves efficiency. Each day builds competence. Competence compounds into mastery. Mastery removes anxiety. Anxiety came from uncertainty. Uncertainty came from uncertainty. Consistency removes uncertainty. You are no longer uncertain about who you are. This certainty is calm. Calm certainty is rare. That rarity gives it power. People sense when someone is no longer searching. They sense when someone has settled into identity. This presence commands respect without effort. Effortless authority emerges here. Authority not granted by position but by behavior. You are living proof of your standards. This embodiment attracts responsibility. Responsibility attracts influence. Influence expands reach. Reach is not about scale. It is about reliability. Reliable people are trusted with more. Discipline qualifies you for more. Discipline qualifies you for more. You do not need to ask for expansion. Expansion finds you when discipline is visible. This visibility is subtle. It is not performance. It is pattern. Others observe over time. They notice you do not fluctuate. They notice you do not overreact. They notice you do not abandon commitments. These observations accumulate. Reputation forms. Reputation is destiny recognized. This is how discipline shapes your future without noise. You stop talking about what you will do. You simply do it, repeatedly, quietly, consistently. This silence accelerates growth. Silence protects focus. Focus sharpens output. Output compounds. You are now living in a loop that reinforces itself. Discipline produces results. Results reinforce identity. Identity sustains discipline. This loop is stable. Stability is power. The old loop was unstable. Emotion drove effort. Effort fluctuated. Results were inconsistent. Identity remained uncertain. That loop is broken. You are now inside a new structure. This structure does not depend on mood. It does not depend on inspiration. It does not depend on validation. It does not depend on validation. It depends on repetition. Repeat. Every day you repeat disciplined behavior, destiny sharpens, even on days that feel insignificant. Especially on those days, insignificant days are the backbone of greatness. Greatness is not built on rare moments. It is built on common days executed well. You are executing common days well now. That is why the future feels different. The future no longer feels distant or overwhelming. It feels like a continuation of what you are already doing. This continuity reduces fear. Fear came from unpredictability. Predictability dissolves it. You are no longer guessing where this path leads. You know. You know because you are walking it. Emotional control as a lifestyle changes how you experience stress. Stress no longer feels personal. It feels operational, something to manage, not something to survive. This shift preserves energy. Energy is now directed toward progress, not recovery from emotional spikes. You waste less time recovering. You spend more time building. This efficiency accelerates outcomes. Acceleration is not rushing, it is friction reduction. Discipline removes friction. Friction came from hesitation, emotional debate, inconsistency. These are gone. What remains is execution. Execution defines destiny. Lock it in. This command seals the structure. No more experimentation with standards. No more testing discipline. No more optional consistency. This is who you are now. Lock it in. Standards are locked. Behavior is locked. Direction is locked. This does not limit you. It frees you. Freedom is knowing you will act correctly regardless of feeling. This freedom allows creativity to emerge without chaos. It allows ambition to expand without instability. It allows growth without burnout. Burnout came from emotional volatility. Stability prevents it. You are now operating sustainably. Sustainability ensures longevity. Longevity multiplies results. Results reinforce belief. Belief stabilizes identity. The loop strengthens. As this chapter deepens, you notice a profound calm, not excitement, not relief. Calm, the calm of someone who knows the path is set. You are no longer searching for shortcuts. You are no longer tempted by quick wins. You value durability. Durability is destiny. You are building something that lasts because you are becoming someone who lasts. This is the quiet truth of discipline. It does not shout. It does not celebrate itself. It simply continues, and because it continues, it wins. Your days are now aligned. Your behavior is consistent. Your emotional state is regulated. Your identity is clear. This clarity removes wasted motion. You move forward with intention. The future unfolds accordingly. You are no longer hoping for destiny. You are repeating it into existence. Repeat. Lock it in. This chapter does not end with emotion. It ends with certainty. The kind of certainty that does not need reassurance. The kind that carries you forward quietly. The next phase will ask you to apply this identity in even deeper ways, and you will meet it prepared. Because discipline is no longer something you practice, it is who you are. Chapter 11. Calm is the new power. There was a time when power looked loud, when force was mistaken for strength, when intensity was confused with authority. That era no longer serves you. A different kind of power now defines leadership. Quieter, deeper, unshakable. Calm is the new power. Calm is not passive. It is not soft. It is not hesitation. Calm is control under pressure. Calm is clarity when emotion demands chaos. Calm is dominance without noise. This is the level you have been training for. When pressure rises, most people accelerate emotionally. They speak faster, decide faster, react harder. Their nervous system takes over. Their presence shrinks. Calm does the opposite. Calm slows the moment. It widens perception. It steadies tone. And in that steadiness, authority appears. Calm under pressure is a leadership signal. People notice it instantly. When uncertainty spreads and you remain composed, attention shifts toward you. When tension rises and you do not react, others recalibrate around you. Calm communicates safety. Safety creates trust. Trust invites influence. Influence no longer needs to be claimed. It is felt. Calm tells others that you can handle complexity, that you will not panic, that you will not destabilize the situation further. This assurance matters more than brilliance in critical moments. Brilliance can wait. Stability cannot. You have experienced this shift internally. Situations that once triggered urgency now invite focus. Problems that once felt overwhelming now feel manageable. This is not because life became easier. It is because you became regulated. Regulation is power. Emotionally unregulated people may be talented, but they leak energy. They drain environments. They exhaust teams. They complicate decisions. Calm leaders do the opposite. They simplify. They clarify. They stabilize. Stability is rare. That rarity gives it weight. Calm is not the absence of emotion. It is mastery of it. Emotion still exists. Pressure still arrives. But emotion no longer drives behavior. It informs it, then steps aside. This mastery creates opportunity. Opportunities are not given to those who react emotionally. They are given to those who can hold responsibility without chaos. Responsibility seeks stability. Complexity seeks clarity. Calm attracts both. As your calm deepens, you notice a change. People bring you harder problems. They trust you with sensitive decisions. They rely on your judgment during uncertainty. This is not coincidence. This is response to regulation. Regulation creates confidence in others. Confidence in others creates reach. Reach expands influence. Influence expands impact. Calm under pressure reshapes how time feels. Moments slow down. Choices become clearer. You no longer feel rushed by urgency. You feel present inside it. Presence is dominance. Presence allows you to see angles others miss. While they react to the obvious, you notice patterns. While they speak emotionally, you listen strategically. This difference compounds. Calm leaders do not chase control. Control gathers around them. This is because calm communicates readiness. It signals that you are not overwhelmed, that you are not threatened, that you are not operating from fear. Fear-driven leadership is unstable. Calm-driven leadership is durable. Durability is what organizations, relationships, and systems need most. They do not need emotional force. They need steady direction. They need someone who does not collapse when complexity increases. You have become that person. Unshakable does not mean unfeeling. It means unmoved by impulse. It means grounded enough to feel emotion without being controlled by it. It means your center holds when external forces push. This groundedness changes posture. Breathing slows. Movements become deliberate. Words become fewer but heavier. You no longer rush to fill silence. You let it work. Silence and calm now operate together. Calm makes silence comfortable. Silence makes calm visible. This combination is powerful. People sense it, they feel it, they adjust to it. They slow down when you are present. They think more clearly, they listen more carefully. They seize influence without effort. Effortless authority is not accidental. It is earned through discipline. Discipline trains you to pause, to observe, to choose. Calm is the expression of that training. It is the outward signal of internal mastery. You no longer need to push, you allow. Allowing does not mean passivity, it means confidence in your position. It means knowing that your presence already shapes the room. Rooms shift when regulated energy enters, unregulated energy agitates. Regulated energy stabilizes. You are regulated. This regulation extends beyond moments of stress. It becomes a baseline. You do not spike emotionally with success. You do not crash emotionally with setbacks. You remain centered. This centering protects momentum. Momentum thrives in calm environments. Emotional volatility interrupts momentum. Calm preserves it. This is why calm is now power. Power that does not need display. Power that does not need force. Power that does not need validation. Calm leaders are trusted because they do not surprise emotionally. They do not escalate unnecessarily. They do not personalize challenges. They handle pressure cleanly. Clean handling builds reputation. Reputation attracts opportunity. Opportunity expands influence. The cycle strengthens. Now the final transformation peak approaches. The energy compresses. The noise falls away. The training converges. And the commands arrive. Stand up, not physically, internally. Stand up in posture, in identity, in presence. Stand up as the person who does not shrink under pressure. Focus. Focus narrows attention. It removes distraction. It sharpens clarity. Focus directs energy precisely. When calm and focus combine, decisions become lethal in their effectiveness. Leadership is no longer something you perform. It is something you emit. Others feel direction from you. They sense certainty. They align instinctively. The pause is deliberate. In this pause, everything settles. The old urgency is gone. The old emotional force is gone. What remains is calm authority. This is the final peak, not explosive, decisive. You are not trying to be calm. You are calm. You are not trying to lead. You lead. You are not managing emotion. You have mastered it. This mastery is visible in how you handle pressure now. You do not tense. You do not rush. You do not collapse. You remain open, aware, and decisive. Decisiveness does not require speed. It requires clarity. Calm creates clarity. Clarity creates decisiveness. Decisiveness creates movement. Movement creates results. This chain is now natural to you. Others still use force. They push, they argue, they react. You do not need to. Your calm does the work. Calm disarms conflict. Calm diffuses tension. Calm recenters conversations. Calm allows difficult truths to land without resistance. Truth delivered calmly is powerful. Emotion delivered forcefully is resisted. You have learned this distinction. This is why emotional mastery attracts opportunity. People seek those who can handle complexity without emotional distortion. They want clarity, not chaos. You provide clarity. You no longer need to prove strength. Your calm proves it. You no longer need to assert dominance. Your presence establishes it. This is dominance without aggression. This is leadership without noise. This is calm as power. As this chapter settles, you feel it, a deep stillness, not emptiness, control. The kind of control that does not tighten, it relaxes. You are relaxed because you are capable. You are capable because you are disciplined. You are disciplined because you chose repetition over emotion. This calm will carry you forward into decisions others avoid, into pressure others fear, into leadership others cannot sustain. The work is not osier, but you are no longer preparing. You are operating. And from this point forward, calm will always be your advantage. Chapter 12. You no longer compete. Competition once shaped how you moved. It influenced your pace, your urgency, your need to measure yourself against others. That phase is complete, not because others disappeared, but because your relationship with them has changed. You no longer compete. Competition belongs to those who are still seeking confirmation, those who react to external movement, those who adjust direction based on what others do. Emotional discipline has removed you from that field entirely. Others react. You decide. Reaction is fast but shallow. It borrows urgency from the outside. It moves because something happened, because someone moved, because pressure appeared. Decision is different. Decision is internal. It moves from clarity, not stimulus. It does not rush to respond. It chooses deliberately. You are now decisive. Decisiveness does not mean speed. It means certainty. It means you act without needing comparison. You no longer ask whether someone else is ahead. You ask whether your action aligns with who you are. Alignment replaces comparison. Comparison creates anxiety. Anxiety creates haste. Haste creates mistakes. Emotional discipline breaks this chain. You are no longer pulled into races you did not choose. Others chase. You attract. Chasing requires force. It requires constant movement towards something external. It creates exhaustion. Attraction works differently. It is quiet. It is stable. It draws without effort. Emotional discipline creates the kind of stability that attracts opportunity naturally. You no longer pursue validation. You embody standards. Standards are magnetic. People, opportunities, and responsibilities are drawn to those who are consistent, composed, and clear. You have become predictable in character. That predictability creates trust. Trust attracts alignment. You are no longer hunting outcomes. Outcomes are forming around you. This is not passive. It is precise. You still act. You still move. But you move from certainty, not urgency. You do not need to outrun others. You outlast patterns that exhaust them. You move with certainty. Certainty feels different from confidence. Confidence can rise and fall. Certainty is anchored. It comes from knowing how you respond under pressure, from knowing you will remain disciplined regardless of circumstance. This certainty eliminates noise. Noise once distracted you. Opinions, comparisons, timelines, metrics that did not matter. Emotional discipline filters all of that. You now see clearly what deserves attention and what does not. Clarity narrows focus. Narrowed focus increases impact. Impact compounds. You are no longer measuring progress emotionally. You are measuring alignment. Did you act according to standards? Did you maintain control? Did you choose deliberately? If yes, the day was successful. This simple metric replaces endless evaluation. Others burn energy tracking everyone else. You invest energy in execution. This difference creates separation. Separation is not isolation. It is distinction. You no longer need to announce your direction. Your behavior reveals it. You no longer need to defend your pace. Your consistency validates it. You are operating on a different axis now. While others compete horizontally, you progress vertically. Vertical progress is internal first. It strengthens structure. It deepens capability. It increases capacity. From there, external progress follows naturally. This is why emotional discipline removes you from competition. Competition depends on instability. It thrives on reaction. It feeds on insecurity. When you are emotionally regulated, competition loses its grip. You stop responding to external pressure. You respond to internal standards. Standards are stable. Stability creates independence. Independence creates freedom. You are free from the need to prove. Proof is no longer required when embodiment is visible. Others still seek validation. They perform, they explain, they compare. You do not. Your energy is preserved. Preserved energy is directed. Directed energy is powerful. You no longer scatter effort, you concentrate it. Concentration produces result quietly. Quiet results accumulate in. Accumulation outperforms bursts. This is why you are no longer impressed by speed. You value durability. Durability wins over time. Emotional discipline makes durability possible. You feel the shift internally. The urgency that once pushed you has softened. Not into laziness, into composure. You are still ambitious, still driven, but the drive is clean. Clean drive does not burn you. Burnout came from emotional friction, from chasing, reacting, proving. That friction is gone. The work continues, but without internal resistance. You are now operating sustainably. Sustainability is the hidden advantage. Most people cannot sustain intensity. They spike, then crash. They surge, then disappear. You remain. Remaining changes the game. Remaining allows learning. Learning refines execution. Refined execution multiplies effectiveness. This is how mastery forms. Mastery is quiet. Quiet mastery does not seek competition. It transcends it. Others measure themselves against each other. You measure yourself against standards. Standards do not fluctuate. You wake up knowing what is required. You move accordingly. You do not wait to feel inspired. You do not wait to feel confident. You act from identity. Identity-based action removes hesitation. Hesitation belonged to the old self. The old self asked, "Am I enough?" The new self asks, "What is required?" This question is clean. It cuts through emotion. It directs action precisely. You no longer personalize challenges. You operationalize them. Operational thinking removes drama. Drama needed competition to survive. Without competition, drama fades. This is emotional freedom. Freedom does not mean ease. It means clarity. It means you are no longer dragged by external movement. You choose your pace. You choose your direction. Direction is locked. Locked direction creates inevitability. You know where you are going because you know who you are. This knowing stabilizes everything. Others may pass you temporarily. Let them. Passing is meaningless without sustainability. Many who rush forward will return exhausted, confused, and reactive. You will still be here, still moving, still aligned. Alignment is rare. That rarity creates space. Space creates opportunity. Opportunity arrives quietly. You recognize it because you are present. Presence sharpens perception. Perception allows timing. Timing multiplies results. This is how you move now. Not rushed, not delayed, not delayed. On time. You are no longer practicing control. You are living it. Control no longer feels like effort. It feels like baseline. Emotional regulation is automatic. Responses are measured. Decisions are deliberate. This is the final installation. Not discipline as an action. Discipline as identity. Identity does not negotiate. It does not compare. Does not compete. It expresses. You express discipline through how you speak, how you wait, how you decide, how you recover, how you continue. Continuation is power. Power is no longer loud. It is consistent. Consistency builds reputation. Reputation attracts trust. Trust creates influence. Influence shapes environments. You are shaping environments now. Your presence stabilizes rooms. Your calm anchors conversations. Your certainty reassures others. This influence is not imposed. Its emergence is sustainable. This is the ultimate outcome of emotional discipline, not domination over others, command over self. Self-command is freedom. Freedom allows expansion. Expansion no longer feels risky. You trust yourself to handle more because you handle yourself. Handling yourself was the real work. That work is done. Not finished forever, but installed. You will still train. You will still refine. But you will not return to the old way. There is no need. You have crossed the threshold. You are no longer running beside others, checking their pace. You are moving forward, grounded, precise, unbothered. This is certainty. Certainty does not announce itself. It operates. Others will ask how you change. You will not have a dramatic answer. You will simply say nothing. Your behavior will explain everything. This is maturity. Maturity is discipline embodied. Embodiment is leadership. Leadership no longer feels heavy. It feels natural. Because you are not performing it. You are living it. I am ready. This affirmation is not anticipation. It is recognition. You are ready because you have been preparing through repetition, restraint, and regulation. I rise, not above others, beyond old limitations, beyond emotional volatility, beyond reaction. You rise into stability. I decide who I become. This is not a declaration for the future. It is a description of the present. You have been deciding with every disciplined response, every calm moment, every deliberate choice. Those decisions have accumulated. They have shaped you. You now move without comparison, without chasing, without hesitation. You move without comparison, without chasing. This certainty will guide you through complexity, through pressure, through expansion. It will hold when conditions shift. You are no longer practicing control. You are living it, and because of that, you are no longer competing. You are operating. From here, life does not become easier. It becomes clearer, and clarity is power. This is the end of instruction and the beginning of execution. Nothing is missing from you. Talent was never the problem. Potential was never absent. What delayed you was not ability, but direction. Emotion once led where discipline was required. That phase is complete. You have done the work, quietly, repeatedly, without applause. Control replaced reaction. Standards replaced mood. Identity replaced effort. You no longer wait to feel ready. You move because this is who you are. This is calm victory. Not loud, not dramatic, grounded, certain. Talent did not fail you. Lack of discipline delayed you, and delay is not defeat. Delay is instruction. You learned restraint. You learned consistency. You learned how to stay when quitting felt easier. Those lessons are now installed. You operate from control, not emotion. Pressure no longer pulls you apart. It sharpens you. Uncertainty no longer rushes you. It focuses you. You do not chase clarity. You create it. This is not temporary motivation. Motivation fades. Identity remains. What you carry forward is not a feeling. It is a way of operating, a way of deciding, a way of responding. This way will shape every environment you enter. The work continues, but it no longer feels heavy. Discipline now supports you instead of demanding from you. Calm steadies your actions. Precision guides your choices. Consistency protects your future. Stand up. Stand up internally, in posture, in presence, in responsibility. Focus. Focus on standards. Focus on alignment. Focus on what you repeat daily. Choose greatness, not once, not emotionally, repeatedly, quietly, relentlessly. This path does not end. It expands. Each day you apply what you have installed. It deepens. Each challenge becomes training. Each decision reinforces who you are. You are ready. You are capable. You are steady. I rise. Carry this forward daily and let disciplined calm define everything you build from now.
You made it to the end. That already says something about you. Most people stop early. You stayed. If this audiobook challenged you, if it sharpened your focus, if it reminded you of who you're becoming, then don't let this be a one-time moment. This channel exists for people who choose growth, discipline over comfort, clarity over noise, progress over excuses. If you want more audiobooks like this, more mindset training, more leadership, more inner strength, subscribe, like this video so it reaches the people who need it, and share it with someone who's ready to rise but hasn't found the words yet. Stay consistent, protect your mind, and keep moving forward. This is only the beginning.